Alrighty, folks, we are halfway through 2026. So, for a quick pulse check, here are my top 10 movies of the year so far. And these are in alphabetical order. The first movie is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. This is an excellent follow-up to 28 Years Later from Danny Boyle a couple years ago. In it, Jack O'Connell plays a genuinely terrifying villain named Lord Jimmy who recruits this band of killers with blonde wigs that basically does whatever he wants. And meanwhile, his story intertwines with Dr. Ian Kelson, who's this kind man living in isolation and trying to help the zombies, believe it or not. I found the intertwining of these two stories of good versus evil so great, and it winds up with one of the greatest finales to a film I've seen all year. Next up is the concert film Billie Eilish Hit Me Hard and Soft in 3D. This is part concert film, part behind-the-scenes documentary by none other than Avatar's James Cameron. He brought all of his 3D cameras to capture it so it feels like you're right in the middle of the crowd watching this concert. It was a fascinating insight into her relationship with her fans. It really gets to the heart of what makes her music so powerful. Next up is a documentary called Cookie Queens. This is about the group of top-selling cookie sellers in the Girl Scouts, and it's not only an incredibly cute portrait of these girls as they try their best to sell these cookies, it's also a weirdly sneaky examination of modern American capitalism. Next up is a masterpiece of cringe called The Drama, starring Robert Pattinson and Zendaya as a engaged couple who are planning their wedding, and one night they share a dinner with friends and casually engage in a game of what is the worst thing you've ever done. Only when they start revealing the worst thing they've ever done, it starts to make some people question the relationship and it snowballs from there. It goes to very, very uncomfortable places, and I really like the ethical questions that this movie brings up. Next up is the latest from Pixar Animation Studios. It's called Hoppers, and this is a very mind-bending film. It's about a young conservationist girl who, in an attempt to save her local pond, puts her mind into a robotic beaver, Matrix style. She jacks into it, and then she tries to befriend the beavers that live near the pond to try to band together and stop the industrialists from deforesting this area. It's really, really absurd, really strange, but also, in classic Pixar fashion, made me cry. Next up is the movie The Invite. In it, Olivia Wilde directs a very Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf style story about two couples who are in their apartment for a dinner, and over the course of the night, all of their hidden resentments and all of the awkwardness starts coming out. The entire cast is amazing. We have Olivia Wilde, Edward Norton, Seth Rogen, and Penelope Cruz all playing off each other, and I thought this was both hilarious and an examination of relationships and all those things that we don't reveal to each other. Next up is a film called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie. This is a very DIY comedy that's sort of a mix of scripted comedy and they have reactions of people on the street, and it ostensibly follows two friends who are trying to get a gig at this sort of small Canadian performing arts venue, but in all of their elaborate schemes to try to do so, it eventually turns into a remake of a very famous 80s film that I will not spoil, but this goes to incredibly unpredictable directions, and how they pulled it off, I still don't know. Next up is the surprise horror hit of the summer. It's Obsession. It earned over $200 million in the US on under $1 million budget. I really enjoyed how morally gray the characters are and the Twilight Zone style comeuppances people might have. Next up is The Plague. This was actually the first movie I saw this year, and this is sort of like if Lord of the Flies met a 2000s era swimming summer camp for boys. This movie taps into the brutality of adolescence and the sheer nightmare of what it's like to feel bullied, especially when the adults in your circle either aren't supportive or are not present. And then the last movie is Project Hail Mary. This movie condenses a very jargon-heavy sci-fi novel by Andy Weir and makes it into this palatable, crowd-pleasing bromance movie starring Ryan Gosling and a CGI rock creature that somehow is both hilarious and made me shed tears. All 10 of these movies, I don't know what is going to leave the list, but Oscar season is almost upon us, so time will tell. But for now, this is a very strong 2026 so far.